leadership team or the business leaders need to lead by example, upholding ethical principles in every decision they make. My experience as a whistleblower who exposed the Wirecard scandal has profoundly shaped my views on corporate governance. I tend to emphasize the critical importance of transparency, accountability, and obviously also compliance and strong internal controls. I mean, governance isn't just about ticking boxes, it's also about fostering an environment where employees feel empowered to speak up, where leaders actively listen, and where systems are in place to prevent issues from being swept under the rug. So, it's not just Wirecard. I also use other examples. We have Owing, we have the UK post office scandal, FTX, and just a whole list. It keeps growing to highlight the dangers of ignoring red flags and encourage organizations to implement governance frameworks that actively seek out, address, and rectify internal risks before they escalate into scandals. Business owners must cultivate a culture where transparency and integrity are prioritized, and this starts by implementing robust and effective, reporting mechanisms like whistleblowing software or processes, platforms, which allow employees and other stakeholders to raise concerns, whether anonymously or otherwise, but most importantly, without any fear of retaliation. You can also have regular internal audits coupled with data-driven risk assessments that can help identify these irregularities early on. Business owners should also encourage open communication at all levels and ensure that stakeholders, like their employees, understand that they are part of a greater mission where ethical conduct is really a non-negotiable. Training leaders to actively listen and address these concerns without bias can make a significant difference in catching these issues before they escalate. So often people think that, whistleblowing is, we don't want whistleblowing processes or we don't want to encourage it. But what they need to remember is if you have a good solution internally, employees would use that solution and give you the opportunity to deal with it before it cascades outside into legal and PR nightmares. Ethics should be deeply embedded in a company's DNA, starting from the leadership team. And the leadership team or the business leaders need to lead by example, upholding ethical principles in every decision they make. And this includes setting clear policies, having zero tolerance for unethical behavior, and being transparent in their actions. And one key approach is integrating ethics into the company's performance metrics. So leaders should be rewarding, for example, integrity and not just financial success. They could also have continuous training on ethical standards, encouraging employees to voice concerns with very effective, fun, and engaging speak up kind of campaign. And it's not only about speaking up, it's also about listening up. You could have people speaking, but if no one's listening, then that's not very effective either. So, there needs to be a clear pathway for raising and resolving issues. And that, I believe strongly, would go a large way towards maintaining an ethical workplace. Transparency starts with communication and trust. Organizations should make it clear that they are safe, non-punitive channels for reporting concerns and feedback, such as whistleblowing platforms, anonymous surveys, open door policies, and so on. And leaders must be approachable. They need to walk the talk as well and be willing to engage in difficult conversations. Culture of transparency also means being honest about both successes and failures. And when leadership shares key decisions that they have made, challenges they have overcome or been faced with, and outcomes with the employees, it creates a sense of inclusion and trust. It's equally important that organizations actually act on the feedback that they're receiving so that employees can see tangible changes based on their input. It also, therefore, doing all these things would foster a strong culture of transparency. That's how I believe organizations can create a workplace culture based on transparency.